¿Son buenos? Hola.
Now would you look at that? I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains. What brings you here, my dame?
Un detalle que hayan cambiado la coletilla de señor o señora dependiendo del tipo de personaje que hayas elegido, ¿eh? Muy, muy, muy bien. No te incumbes, una larga historia, dónde estoy y quién eres.
Who am I? Findelires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
Just an adventurer on her way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn! How do you know that this girl isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with her as if we were in the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it. Unbelievable.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. Sorry about that just now. That's just how he is. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on.
Villarrío.
Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, here, take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes... well, whatever.
¿Y mis ojos? ¿Cuál es vuestra historia? ¿Qué hacéis aquí? ¿Te interesa alguno de mis bienes? Encontrar cosillas en las ruinas. Ya está por el momento, gracias por la ayuda. Conocimiento, ¿puedes contarme algo más sobre esta región? Has dicho que eras apotecario por mi senda. ¿Qué quieres decir con por mi senda?
By the Black Guardian, you really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Un papel designado... Obtén conocimiento sobre Enderal, 1 de 40. Un papel designado por Malthus, o sea que los dioses os asignan la profesión.
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites. And there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best. And who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
Vale. Pero no te frustra estar unido a tu senda. ¿No quieres avanzar? ¿Quiénes son esos sin senda? En Nerim corre el rumor de que los dioses están muertos. Solo una idea. ¿Tú? Una idea interesante.
And over here, there's a rumor that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns. Seriously, be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
Ok. ¿Quiénes son esos sin senda?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers, well, you know.
Me mola muchísimo el lore que se han inventado, totalmente nuevo, para este mod, ¿eh? Para este nuevo juego. Es un juego que está totalmente gratuito. Y bueno, pues lo tendréis en la descripción, ¿eh? Eso lo debería haber dicho en el primer vídeo, pero bueno, es lo que hay. No me acuerdo en ese momento. Da igual. Lo tendréis ahí, así que no os preocupéis. Pero no te frustra estar unido. Vale, sí, esto.
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realized that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal paths upon death.
Una idea interesante.
I didn't come up with it.
Vale, todo eso, es decir, la cantidad de diálogos y de personas que habrán contribuido a hacer este mod es increíble, y desde aquí mis felicitaciones, y también a los que hayan traducido este mod, este extenso mod, porque increíble, y por lo que parece está muy bien traducido.
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League.
A la liga.
You should stop by one day if you're in the area. Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
¿Y mis ojos?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't have the right equipment with us. So if I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
La fiebre esta, la fiebre arcana, puede ser.
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
Puede ser, puede ser. A ver, compra o vende un objeto seleccionado. Bueno, sí, lo de siempre. Esto es lo que tiene fin. Sí, correcto. Ok. A ver. Sí, correcto. Esto es lo que tiene él. ¿Y cómo puedo cambiar? ¿Qué es lo que he hecho? No sé. Bueno, le voy a dar a... Es que no sé cómo se hace. Si le doy a Enter... No sé. Ah, vale, aquí lo estoy... Ok, estoy cambiando las columnas. Bueno, es igual. Ya lo iré viendo,
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed. Carbos, do we need the still tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Blazes, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means no. By
Wow.
the righteous path? What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Pues casi. Sí, bueno, tengo esta fiebre de repente. ¿Alguna idea a qué se puede deber?
Fever?
Fever.
Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Vale, voy.
Oh,
Siéntate
so now
sobre...
we're brewing potions for complete
junto al
strangers.
fuego. ¿Cómo me
If
siento?
the strangers are about to die of fever,
Aquí, okay.
then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you. Gruntroods, Gruntroods. Ah, here we go.
Me siento bastante mareado, la verdad,
So, let's see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, but...
Finn, the still.
¡Wow!
Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh, no!
¿Qué cojones? ¡Wow!
Oh, sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry.
¿Eso ha sido de la poción?
We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Si es ambrosía,
See, you
Ja-
already look a lot better.
sí,
Still,
será
you
ambrosía,
should let a
imagino.
priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
Poción de gruñidera. Gracias, pero ¿qué acaba de ocurrir?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality and too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
Pero la explosión, las voces eran tuyas.
Explosion. I'm not sure I follow.
Yo lo he visto.
Oh, that'd be
Vosotros
great,
también, no
wouldn't
estoy loco.
Finn Dalaris died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that?
No moréis vosotros también, ¿eh? Ya está bien.
I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh shit!
¡Wow!
The Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn.
¡Pero muévete! ¡Muévete!
They've hit me.
No te
Carbos!
mueras.
Do something, damn it!
No podemos tener ni un solo día tranquilo.
Look at that. Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Me cago en la leche. ¿Qué dónde estoy? ¿Quién eres?
JESPAR Del Varek. JESPAR for short. And you, my friend, are at my very own campsite. Before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary.
Cago en la
The only
leche.
reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into the thicket. Most of your injuries are only superficial, but your fever, well, that's a different story.
Espera, ¿qué sabes de mi fiebre? ¿Cómo saben los apotecarios? ¿Estás allí cuando fueron atacados?
I was on the perimeter, and no, I didn't help for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered. Two, I'm quite fond of my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer, but I don't. Sorry.
¿Qué sabes de mi
Quite
fiebre?
a lot, actually. You're suffering from Arcanist's fever. Honestly, I'm surprised the old apothecarius didn't see that. Let me guess, you're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? You're unusually strong, you have reflexes like a cat.
Hombre, tanto
drinking
como
potions
eso,
or
de momento
any kind
no,
of
¿eh?
magically infused substance leaves a bitter afterglow in your head.
Sí.
Well then, congratulations. Your magical talent just blossomed. A bit late, given your age, but it happens. Put simply, the fever is a result of your body not being able to cope with it. It's not much of a problem for now, but if you don't let an Arcanist treat you sometime soon, things are going to get grim.
Oye, ¿os habéis fijado en los modelados de las caras sobre todo? Lo bien que están hechas. Mejoradas de Skyrim, bastante mejoradas. Me mola mucho. Y peinados nuevos, me mola.
Contain it, not cure it. From here on out, you're always going to be a little more sensitive than someone without magical gifts. But that's tolerable compared to what your magic will allow you to do.
Fiebre de arcanista. ¿Y las visiones esas? Encuentra una forma de refrenar la fiebre de arcanista. No sé cómo. También las causa la fiebre, conocimiento. ¿Qué quiere decir con un poco sensible?
Prone to certain conditions. As I said, your fever will get worse if you drink healing potions. But you'll also be a lot more susceptible to nightmares and those kinds of things. Also, you should be very cautious of areas with magical contamination, such as Thalgard in the east.
¿Hay algún otro remedio? ¿Y qué ocurriría si dejara empeorar mi fiebre? ¿Tiene
At
consecuencias?
first, diffuse headaches and general unease. Later on, your eyesight will blur, your limbs will grow weak, and you'll get a maddening itch all over your body. If you leave it untreated for too long, you'll either die or turn into an orbaya.
Orballa. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es una orballa?
Yes, it can kill you. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say. And an Orbaya is basically a giant undead version of yourself.
Ah,
with
vale.
tumors and pus all over your body.
Entiendo.
Just never let the fever get too bad.
¿Hay algún otro
Well,
remedio?
there's ambrosia,
Ujú.
but for an uncontained
Ambrosia.
fever, it'll only postpone the symptoms. Later, you can drink it whenever the fever gets worse. The stuff looks and tastes like undead sweat and is bloody expensive, but it's the only thing that really helps.
Pues para ser caro lo he encontrado varias veces, ¿eh? Por ahí tirado, en el templo.
You have visions?
Sí, no importa. ¿Y qué puedo hacer con mi fiebre? ¿Quién me la puede tratar? A falta de palabra mejor, sí. Desde que sufro de esta fiebre tengo premoniciones de cosas que están a punto de ocurrir. ¿Son otro síntoma?
Not that I know of. The only visions I've ever had are those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? As I said, someone needs to contain your fever as soon as possible. And as it happens, I know people. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. What did you do in that temple? And what's the story with those visions?
Pues a ver.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that intrigues me. What do you say?
De momento me cae bien este tío. JESPAR DAL VAREK. Tratamiento por información. Hecho.
Well, then, the stage is yours.
Ok.
I see. My condolences for your loss. So, let me summarize. You somehow survived getting thrown into the open sea, and while you were half dead, had this dream in which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light?
Eso es. Sí, pero no ha sido un sueño, era más un recuerdo. El templo que vi era idéntico al del valle.
Huh. And you also said that your magic didn't develop gradually, as it usually does, but all at once, right?
Justo cuando naufragué, sí, junto a esas visiones.
Well, that's quite the story. I guess you know how absurd it sounds, but for some reason, I believe you. I've met a lot of liars in my life, and you aren't one of them.
Tienes experiencia con ellos.
It's settled then. I'll introduce you to my employer and ask him to treat you. Before we leave, however, there's something else I need to take care of, and I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can make for Ark.
Bueno, a ver si tú tampoco... Si tú no te mueres, vamos. Y si quiero hacer esto por mi cuenta... No, mejor ir acompañado. Quiero saber más. Por cierto, este es uno de los que aparece en el fondo de pantalla del menú principal, ¿eh? Si no recuerdo mal. Tiene toda la pinta, me suena. Quiero saber más. ¿Quién es ese empleador tuyo? Muy bien, te ayudaré a contarte en mi época de esta fiebre mejor. ¿Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country?
Soy nuevo en esto.
Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned. Never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by Malphus, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. You're going to see it soon.
Ok. ¿Y si quiero hacer esto por mi cuenta? No, eso no. A ver.
Well, aren't you curious? I work for the Holy Order.
La Santa Orden. ¿Te refieres a los defensores de los Natoluz?
Yeah, but they're more than just a military unit here. Enderal belongs to Malphus, the guardian god, and the Order answers directly to him. In other words, they're calling the shots here. No king, no queen, no council. Just an order of noble warriors always looking so
Me dice por la pata abajo.
that you might think they're struggling with constipation.
Muy bien, te ayudaré cuanto antes me libre de esta fiebre mejor.
Splendid. You'll need some information before you can help me, though. I take it the fact that Vin has seen better times hasn't eluded your attention, has it? For the last 2 years, there have been wars and unrest everywhere. And even though in Enderal there's officially peace, there are peculiar things happening here, too. Normally docile animals in the tears, attacking wanderers in the open. The dead awakening in hordes. It's unsettling, to say the least.
Mientras no se llamen Drauger, todo perfecto.
The strangest thing, however, is the red madness.
¿Crees que este caos podría estar siquiera remotamente relacionado con los rumores sobre la muerte de los Natoluz? En Skyrim solo se habla de eso.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true, and that there's a connection, yes.
Entonces sí que crees que alguien mató a los dioses, a los Natoluz.
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than imposters anyway. false gods.
¿Qué piensan los centríleos de ello? Yo que pensaba que los centríleos eran los más píos de todo el mundo civilizado.
Oh, I'm hardly representative. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And the false deity theory isn't that new after all, is it?
Deidades,
Seriously,
pone ahí.
say the Lightborn really are as mighty as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to call down lightning on me right here and right now, to punish me for my insolence? No. The Lightborn were immortal kings, and that's all. At least, that's how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Ni de lejos. Sigo esperando los rayazos esos. Sigo esperando. Ni de lejos.
Splendid. You never know. But we digress. Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their mind. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a smith in Ark who butchered his entire family.
Vale.
He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like "Fear the light" while he was
Temed
doing
a la
it.
luz.
Or a young woman of noble path who set her own house on fire while her family was asleep. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen incidents in a very short period of time. The fact that the afflicted's eyes glow red while they go rampant has made people call the disease the Red Madness. Thing is, some weeks ago it happened again, only this time it was a magister from the Holy Order itself.
Magister.
A teacher who instructs the novices aspiring to become keepers. His name was Yarrow, a man with more than 60 winners on his back.
¿Qué hizo?
Well, according to the sole survivor, he entered the teaching room that day as usual, but instead of giving his lecture on alchemy, he gave a strange kind of speech where he kept going on about how mankind is corrupted and that it has succumbed to the void. Then his eyes started glowing, he locked the door and
Se autoexplotó
threw
con
himself into a
magia.
magical explosion.
¿Cuál es tu rol en todo esto? Dices que trabajas para la orden, pero no tienes pinta de monje.
I'm not one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. My specialty is recovering lost things. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do just that. They want to know how a man like Yarrow could
Una
fall
especie de
into the Red Madness,
detective, ¿no?
and
O algo
thus
así.
if there's something like a pattern to this malady.
Detective que va por libre, aunque ahora le han contratado la orden. Persigue sus motivos, pero ¿cómo puedo ayudarte en eso? No sé nada sobre ese magister.
Doesn't matter. Yarrow grew up in a small village not far from here, and according to the Order, he visited it quite often after his partner died. What I want your help with is finding clues as to why he did what he did. What do you think?
Perfecto, parece un plan.
Great. First of all, I want you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named
Alfred.
a childhood friend of Yarrow's. Ask him what he makes of the incident and whether he has any explanation for it. Secondly, a farm boy told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the sea during his last visit there. The winds have been blowing inland the last couple of days, so go search the shoreline and see if it washed up. I myself will take a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Ah, and here. This is a map of the region. Yarrow's house is at the blue dot. So, unless there's anything else, I'd say let's step to it. Just meet me at the farm when you're done.
¿De acuerdo? Algunos objetivos de misiones amarrados con estrellas que indican la dificultad de dicha misión y el nivel que deberías tener para completarla. Muy fácil, fácil, medio, difícil. Vale. Pues ahora sí, ¿eh? Vamos a... Pues no. Ah, esto no está... Ah, esto no está traducido. Se olvidaron de traducirlo. El carnicero de Ark. Vale, vamos a dormir una hora aquí. Autoguardado. Bueno, a ver. Planta de calabaza. Vale, nos dijeron...
Never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode. Oh, blazes. Sorry. I know. I can't sing.
No, está bien, está guay. Está guay, de verdad. Vale, este es el punto donde deberíamos ya dejar pues la marabunda de vídeos que seguramente tendré, porque tengo pues, un montón, Hola. Así que bueno, vamos a Mira si hay algo más por aquí para coger. Que parece... Ay, parece que no. Se me pega. Como el personaje, el bosquezo. Así que bueno, pues lo dicho, lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Después de... no sé ni cuánto tiempo llevaré, pero varias horas. Así que pues tengo para unos cuantos vídeos. Nada, espero que os estén gustando todos estos vídeos. Dejadme en los comentarios vuestra opinión. Y nada, nos vemos por aquí, ¿eh? En el canal, en las tierras de Enderal, en Bin y bueno, en todas esas partes, esas zonas. Aquí con JESPAR. Un saludo y hasta el próximo.
If you batter at his door, say farewell to the world. For everyone who entered never walked back on the road. From the aged man's abode.